In this movie, I'm simply going to organize my data model a little better. Here's the older version, and here's my latest version. All I've really done, if we look directly at these two versions, for instance the ACT table, you can see clearly that we've added constraint names, we've changed number variables for IDs to integers, just to make it look a little bit more consistent, and we've also created indexes on foreign keys. Once again, note how I've given the primary key constraint name an xpk underscore prefix, which automatically uses the constraint name as the index because it's generated internally by Oracle. A primary key must have a unique index, so it's generated internally. Foreign keys don't have to. You have to create them manually. If you don't, you can have some serious performance locking issues. So the constraint name is fk, and then I create the index on top of it at the end as an xfk name. And essentially that's really what I've done in this particular movie, is I've gone and named all the constraints. So now what I can do is I can go into SQL Developer, I can pick up tables, which here's one that I've opened already, and I can see that I've got xpk supporting ACT on the supporting ACT table. I've got the foreign key index name and then another foreign key index name. If I look at this, it shows me two columns inside the supporting ACT primary key, which happens to be ACT ID and show ID. I can get the same information, similar, looking at the show table, double click it, gives me index names, go back to the constraints. Everything's named except for the null check constraints. Also, what I can do for this movie is to go and once again connect in my database, drop user shows cascade to drop all the objects contained. It says I'm connected. Oh yes, I'm connected, and that's actually a good point. I'm connected in SQL Developer, so it won't allow me to drop the user, which it should not. So let's drop this out of here, remove this connection, and it's not actually disconnected yet. Disconnect. Obviously it's not going to allow me to drop the user if it's connected, not in this situation anyway. So drop user shows cascade. I'd have to kill the connection off first, which is a DBA I could do, but we don't want to do it that way. We'll do it cleanly. So it's dropping the shows user. I'm going to go back to my script, and I would regenerate the user, connect as the user, right click, there we go, and once again I would create the tables. Fairly simple.